All right. Little update about what I've been doing. I'm a little out of breath because I just pulled this all up from the from the yard. But last week started de-rusting all of this stuff, and as you can see now, it is a beautiful shade of glossy black. So put a little bit more on it today. Some spots I missed, blah blah blah. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. If nothing else, it'll keep it from rusting as much as it would have otherwise. So, the rear seats. And I actually did the wheel. I think the wheel turned out pretty good. You guys remember what that looked like from previous videos. This is just the first coat, actually. It started raining, so now I have to wait for it to dry before I can put on the second coat. That looks pretty good. I don't know if I told you, I'll have to look through the videos myself. The back was actually sprayed with dark walnut because I thought the cap was black and it was not. I put one coat of black walnut on it, and then today put a coat of black. Immediately turned it over in the grass. Now I have a bunch of grass stuck in it, so I gotta get rid of that real quick and put at least one more coat on it. But anyway, not much has happened in here, except I changed. Finally found it. Ugh, can't get the door open. Come on. Wow, my door's stuck for some reason. There it goes. All right, gonna have to fix that. Okay, so car wouldn't start. I bought a 72 style ignition switch, which is there. I also bought a 72 style key to replace my old 71 style key, which is in here. So this is the one that came with the car. It's a little flat, fits right up inside like that, so it'll be nice and flat next to that thing. And this, oops, sorry about that. So this is the same, except that it fits, I can't fit it in there because this is my old ignition switch right here, which has got a bunch of wires on it that I have to clip off and attach to those ends right there. But anyway, I bought this because I wanted the keys that I used to have as a teenager, which are, oh, do I have them in my pocket? I don't, shoot. Hang on, I'm gonna stop this and go get them. Okay, this key, this kind of key, I had a 72. This ignition is a 72 and higher ignition, which this is the original key, not the original key, but it's a blank. But it's a single sided key, goes in one way only. But this can be inserted either way, not that I care about that necessarily. But this is a genuine VW key, and goes in there. Not like that, but it goes in there like that, kinda. Anyway, so that was a pure nostalgia buy. I bought it from a guy on the Samba. Sold it to me for $45 for 2 keys and that ignition cylinder. And then he only had one left and raised the price to $85. So glad I bought it when I did. Trying to think of what else I've done. Not much else. Basically gonna strip the rest of this out. The biggest thing I have ahead of me that I'm not really excited about is labeling all the wires, because I have to disconnect the wires from the engine, and maybe that's all I have to do. But I do have to pull out the wiring loom, I think. I took off the hood. There's a deck lid. So took that off because I wanted to work in here when I was messing with my ignition. Wiring's not too bad. It's pretty much all original wiring, which is good. There were some extra wires in there from the radio that he had in there, which I pulled out, and there was some weird speaker thing that I pulled out. So now all the wires that are left are normal wires. Anyway, so I'm going to be de-rusting the other 3 wheels at some point, painting them like the one I just showed you over there. And then I'm going to separate the body from the chassis, hopefully within the next couple of weeks, and we'll see how that goes. So this is for my PLEB base. Oh, that's not going to work. 1 second. So in honor of having a car like I had when I was a teenager, figured I'd grow my hair back like it was when I was a teenager. Still not quite as long as it was back then, but this is my shout out to my plebs. They wanted to see my ugly mug, so here it is. Boo. Alright, one other thing I forgot to mention. I almost ordered floor pans for a 71-72 Super Beetle because that's what I have. However, after seeing some posts about other people and what they're doing, I have come to find out that the floor pans in my car are from a 68 to 70 because this, as you can tell right here, is in the shape of an L. Actually, that's not really the shape of an L, but this thing is in the shape of an L. This is the seat track that came loose off the car. Actually, maybe it goes like this. Probably goes like this. And so then this L piece here goes into the seat right there. On 71, 72s, it's a T. It comes up and it makes a T shape instead of an L shape. So I'm glad I didn't order the T-shaped ones because then my seats wouldn't have fit and I'd had to either buy new seats or figure out how to return my things and get new ones, which would have sucked because those things are about $200 a piece. And they're super heavy, like 20 pounds a piece. And I wouldn't want to ship them back, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so now I have to order floor pans for a 70. So I said all that to say, this car is a hodgepodge of parts, which is pretty normal for a 50-year-old car. Carburetor from like a 68, 69. Engine from a 70. Rear bumper from a 70. You can tell because of this. 70 was the only year had those reflectors. Unfortunately, I only have one. And, of course, my frame is going to be from a 70, which is fine. So it's going to be a 70-71, which is funny because it was made in July, which is the last month of the 71 model year. So whatever happened to it before, they took parts from other cars and stick it on there. Must have been cheaper or available or something, I have no idea. But anyway, thought that was interesting.